Hey guys, welcome to today's show. Now today's show is titled Old School Stripers, and the reason for that is a little while back I was going through some old footage and I came across our very first striper fishing trip to Lake Cumberland with Gary Bachman and Hillbilly Deluxe Guide Service. Now this was a show that we actually made for Facebook before we went on television. So, I seen that and I thought, well, this is pretty cool. We've never used this or anything, just what we did with Facebook on it. So, you know what? Let's take it and let's dump it into a show and kind of reflect back and look at, back to when we got started. So what we want to do today is, in the first part of the show anyway, is take you to Lake Cumberland on our very first team striper fishing trip. So let's take a look at that now. Hello everyone, we want to welcome everybody to this episode of Full Range Outdoors. In today's episode we're going to take you on some striper fishing at beautiful Lake Cumberland.
This is a trip that Larry and I had been planning for a while now. We was able to get set up with Hillbilly Deluxe Guide Service. A guy by the name of Gary runs it out of Lake Cumberland. Wonderful guide. We was on stripers as soon as we left the dock all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. Gary was very professional, knew what he was doing, and it's one of those things, if we'd have went out there and tried to do it ourselves, we'd have probably been lost. But Gary did a great job, and so we hope that you enjoy today's episode. Hey folks, Larry and Ethan here with Full Range Outdoors, and we want to just invite you to come along with us today as we make our trip to Lake Cumberland here in Kentucky. We're going after some striper bass, maybe even throw some smallmouth in and stuff, but we're going to hook up with Hillbilly Deluxe Outfitters, and we're looking for an exciting day filled with some good bass fishing. So just come along with us for the ride.
Make it like a buggy, put your stuff in.
Long sleeve, you're going to feel good when the clouds are blocking the sun. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to get these things in.
Huh?
How am I going to reel these things in?
He's got the equipment for it.
If I get something like this, I will not put it down. Just stick my hand up That's probably
Well, after we arrived at the marina, we got our gear together and we met up with Gary and we loaded up and we headed out on the water.
17 aluminum. Yeah. It has 60 on it. It ain't
About all you need. Like the 115 ever need.
35, 37 mile an hour. That's moving on down the H-Way.
I think Thomas got up to 54 at one point.
He would have. It's good.
I don't much care.
They'll rock you out of the water down there.
I don't care much for picking the motor up on it. Once you do, it takes off. Tilt the motor up just a little bit.
Getting out on the lake and getting set up, it didn't take long before we got into some fish, as you can see here.
Dude, with sunglasses is really ugly. I go on largemouth bass, try to drag it in the boat.
Stripers running by the surface. So. Fighting like a bigger fish, though. In the frame for me. He's favorite person to play with this. Alrighty. Number 2 over when he's done.
You don't like seeing us, does he? Oh, come on. Let me get the net over.
Just came off the spawn. There we go. Get in there. Oh yeah.
All right, good job, man. He actually cooperated. Not at first, but finally he did. Oh, it's good fish. Better than average. Do what? Yeah, that one ran good. That one ran good. Alright.
There we go.
Okay, after Thomas and Ethan managed to land a couple nice striper, the action slowed down a little bit, so we decided that it was best to move to a new location. So we headed to the other side of the lake.
I got it. Don't drop it.
Yeah. Up here. Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Ew.
Oh, it's up. Alright, keep up, couple cranks. Another perfect eater.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Full Range Outdoors. This was actually the first time that most of our staff was able to get together and go on an outdoor adventure, and as you can see, we truly had a blast. This was the first time striper fishing for any of us, and it was exciting and fun. And if you ever get a chance to do it, I highly recommend it. Lake Cumberland is a wonderful place, and I definitely recommend Gary and Hillbilly Deluxe Guide Service. The Lighthouse Beacon 1000 headlamp from Outdoor Pro Gear is the perfect headlamp for your outdoor adventures. With 1000 lumens and 3 adjustable settings, it's the last light you will need. Whether you're hunting, fishing, camping, or just working around the house, reach for the Lighthouse Beacon 1000 from Outdoor Pro Gear. Minerals are an important part of managing your own land. That's why we trust Rack Tracker Outdoors Minerals and Attractants. RTO allows us to give the deer extra nutrition and antler growth, so we're hunting larger and healthier deer. So the next time you're in need of minerals, reach for Rack Tracker Outdoors Minerals and Attractants. Well, that was a lot of fun just to take a look back at 2016 and our first trip to Lake Cumberland. It was the first time we'd ever done anything together as a team, and we just had a great time, enjoyed ourselves on the boat, and caught some stripers and stuff. And it's a little fun to look back at how we were in the beginning and the shows that we were making for Facebook and YouTube at the time. So what I want to do now is jump forward a couple of years to another trip that we took down there. So I think this one was 2018. And we smoked them that day. It didn't take, it seemed like a half an hour to an hour to totally limit out. But I didn't want to show you all that, but I wanted to jump in there and show you some of the highlights of that. So let's take a look at 2018 and another trip to Lake Cumberland. We're heading down to Lake Cumberland to do some striper fishing. Now every year we try to get the crew together and make an annual trip down to hook up with Gary Bachman and Hillbilly Deluxe Guide Service. Now over the years Gary's become a great friend of ours, and he definitely knows where the stripers are. So here we are, we've got everybody together, and we're on our way to Lake Cumberland. Well, we're in Hazard, Kentucky. We just stopped to grab us something to eat, and we're on our way to the Jamestown Marina to Lake Cumberland for our annual striper fishing trip with Hillbilly Deluxe. And got my crew with me today. I don't know if you can see them all back there or not. Got them stuffed in the back of the truck. But we just stopped at Hazard Wendy's to grab us a bite to eat. We're going to get back on the road now and head down, like I said, to Jamestown Marina and Lake Cumberland for some fishing. Well, we got up bright and early and the storms were rolling in, but we didn't let that slow us down. Well, after battling the storms, it didn't take but just a minute to get on the fish, and the action hit hard and fast. Deer hunters are always looking for that extra advantage, and here at FRO we are no different. That's why we use Denver's Deer Sense. DDS has a complete line of products that's 100% fresh and pure. So whether it's premium buck, premium doe, estrus, or one of their other great products, you can always get the best with DDS. The SRB Field Rest is perfect for turkey hunting. Be sure to check out their complete line of products at srbfieldrest.com. Well, there you go, guys. There's a little old school striper fishing for you. You know, back to our beginnings with filming and going to Lake Cumberland, and then to jump forward a couple years and see how we progressed, and to take a look at our best trip to Lake Cumberland. So, you know, we just always love going down there and fishing with Gary Bachman and Hillbilly Deluxe Guide Service. So I really hope that you enjoyed taking a little old school trip for some stripers. And as always, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Full Range Outdoors.